Hello, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, then welcome to my channel. So for today's video, it's the time again for me to make a recap of everything that I've watched during the whole month or the past month. So for this video, I'm going to do a recap for every movies that I've watched in November. So the first movie was Begin Again. So this movie reminds me so much of Taylor Swift's song Begin Again because it has the same title, obviously. So yeah, anyway, I discovered this movie because of Jungkook. Okay, so here's why. Jungkook made a cover of Lost Stars like way back, like a few years ago. And yeah, so I really liked that cover of him. So I searched the song and turns out the original one was by Adam Levine, and it's included as one of the soundtracks for this movie, Begin Again. So it's been in my watch list for quite a long time now, but I never really had the chance to see it. So yeah, one day I just went on my letterboxd and hit shuffle on my watch list, and Begin Again popped up, so I went ahead and watched it. So Begin Again is about a long-lost music producer who finds a singer-songwriter right about the moment he has given up all hope in his life. So it's charming, simple, but really lovely movie, and I really liked all the other songs included in there. So yeah, I really like that. It makes me want to walk around under the stars too while listening to music with someone. That would be really lovely. I would want to experience that as well. And yeah, this is a good movie for all music lovers because literally the characters here are all musicians. Like one music producer, one like really popular musician played by Adam Levine, and just one simple girl who loves music and loves writing music. So yeah. So next was I'm Drunk, I Love You. This is my third time watching it, and yeah, it still hurts, bro. Like especially that part when Carson finally confessed to Dio. That's still, girl, masakit pa rin siya panoorin, okay?
Mahal kita, 7 years na. Seven years na kitang mahal.
Pinanood ko to because my film org in my college did a streaming of this movie. So I was like, you know what, let's go, even though this is like my third time watching it. And I thought I'm gonna be like bored because alam ko na kung ano mangyayari, you know. But actually, I still enjoyed it. I think the feeling is really familiar, so I guess that's why it never gets old. So yeah, anyway, moving on to the next movie. It's Army of Thieves. So it's supposed to be the prequel for Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. So it's about a mysterious woman who recruits a bank teller, Ludwig Dieter, to lead a group of aspiring thieves on a top secret heist during the early stages of the zombie apocalypse. So yeah, it focuses on, what's his name again? Ludwig Dieter. So he's like really good at like opening vaults and safe and picking locks. Maybe I'm not sure about locks though, but yeah. And honestly, I was bored. I saw the attempt and I, A for effort, but I was bored. The story was not compelling enough. Yeah, I was just like sleepy the whole time. So yeah. Next movie was Emma. The story is set in 1800s England, where a well-meaning but selfish young woman meddles in the love lives of her friends. So it looked really pretty, like the whole visuals, the costumes, the settings and everything was so pretty, like probably one of the prettiest films I've seen. Everything is just so pretty. Anyway, so I've never read any Jane Austen books or any books really. so I didn't have any idea what the story was about before watching it. So while watching it, I genuinely thought that Emma and Harriet would end up together because they were just so close. So anyway, moving on to next movie, I watched it, Chapter 2. So 27 years after overcoming Pennywise, the former members of the Losers Club are brought back together by a devastating phone call. So it's really long, like I don't know if that was worth it. Like, yeah, it's almost like 3 hours long, I think. But I guess I did have fun with some parts of it. So yeah, especially the ending, I guess yun yung pinaka climax. So like ang dami nangyari. But even before that, ang dami na rin nangyari. Like I said, it's super long. So I don't know if that was really necessary to be that long. But it is what it is, I guess. So yeah, that's that. Moving on to the next, it's Fantastic Mr. Fox. So Mr. Fox plans a heist against the 3 local farmers. The farmers, who are tired of Mr. Fox, seek revenge against him and his family. So of course it's pretty, it's by Wes Anderson, so we already know what the aesthetics are going to be like, and yeah, it was really silly. I enjoyed it. Bet ko yung mga movies ni Wes Anderson, they're like just quirky and odd, but like aesthetically pleasing at the whole time. And I have mad respect for stop motion artists or creators. Grabe yung dun, dedication and patience. Like, I can never do that. So, all I can do is appreciate them. So yeah, next one is The Outlaws. It's based on a true story. A trio of feral Chinese gangsters arrive and start terrorizing civilians. The local gangsters team up with the police to bring them down. Don't lease arms. That's it. That's the review. So yeah, I think you will like it if you like action-packed movies, because it's very that. A lot of violence and gangster stuffs, not really into that, but I enjoy Don Lee, so yeah. Next was Reservoir Dogs. A botched robbery indicates a police informant, and the pressure mounts in the aftermath at the warehouse. Crime begets violence as the survivors unravel. So yeah, so at first I was bored. I guess you could say I was impatient, because if you don't know, the opening scene is just a bunch of men eating and like talking. I think they were talking about Madonna. Yeah, at first I thought it was just full of testosterone, because it's just a bunch of men in suits, and yeah, it almost feels like I could smell their sweat through my screen, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, anyway, it was really worth it. The whole thing, maybe not the whole thing, but the build-up of the story was really good. And yeah, overall it's just really impressive. Like, the script and the acting and the directing was overall amazing. So yeah, gets ko kung bakit popular si Tarantino, okay? So next is also a classic movie. It's Forrest Gump. So yeah, even though this film is really popular and some say that it's overrated, this is actually my first time watching it. Forrest Gump is about a man with a low IQ who accomplishes great things in life, but despite all he has achieved, his one true love eludes him. So yeah, like I said earlier, some people are saying that this is overrated, but to me, I really liked it, and I get why it's popular, and I do think that it deserves attention. It's a good film, it's a classic, and it's inspirational. Yeah, so moving on to the next movie, it's Hush. So a deaf woman is stalked by a psychotic killer in her secluded home. I would say it's good, but the thing is, I couldn't see shit, bro. Like, I couldn't see anything while watching the movie. Like, everything was just dark. Okay, I had a hard time like watching it and understanding what's going on. But based from the little that I understood or saw, it's good. It's really thrilling and exciting, And yeah, bet ko yung mga gantong horror, like very, I don't know what's the word for it, but not the usual, but it's really thrilling and effective. So yeah. Next naman, speaking of thrill and horror, next was Don't Breathe 2. So ito yung sequel. So the blind man has been hiding out for several years in an isolated cabin and has taken in and raised a young girl. Their quiet life is shattered when a group of criminals kidnap the girl. So yeah, that's the story. That's what it's about this time. So this time naman nag-focus na dun sa antagonist. Dati yung blind man, he's the antagonist, and now he's the protagonist, and now he's not the bad guy. Well, okay. Well, he's still kind of a bad guy, but this time there is a new team of people that wants to like meddle in his life. I don't know. Yeah, it's not good as the first one, to be honest. Like the first one was really good. Like I was gagged. Okay, I was literally gagged watching it because it was just really good. So this one, not as good as the first one, but yeah. At saka hindi na siya DILF. Oh my god, he's such a DILF sa first movie. Dito parang medyo pumayat siya. At saka mas tumanda yung itsura niya. Well, it's been a few years, so I guess kaya tumanda yung itsura niya. But yeah, I don't know. It was okay. So the next one is another movie now. Okay lang, So I'm talking about Red Notice. A daring heist brings together the FBI's top profiler and 2 criminals and issued a red notice to capture all 3 of them. So I think everyone was familiar sa nangyari with the MOA Globe na it's been stolen daw, and apparently it turns out it's just a marketing for this movie. So this movie had a lot of budget. Like I think ito yung pinagastusan daw ng Netflix na project. I mean, if you looked at the actors, 3 A-list actors, so maybe doon na punta yung budget nila, because watching the movie, it looked cheap. So yeah, there's nothing really impressive about the movie. Like it's pretty mediocre. Like it doesn't really give any new ideas or concept. It's just the same old heist movie na ayun. Tapos we see Dwayne Johnson in a forest again. I swear he always ends up in a forest in all of his movies. Tapos si Ryan Reynolds, like I said sa Free Guy, it's him in the same characteristics, funny guy that reminds you of his Deadpool persona. He's just playing himself basically in every movies. And then we have Gal Gadot, who plays a pretty girl that kicks ass. So yeah, ayun. Tapos yung plot twist pa niya sa dulo, like were you guys really, I was surprised. I did not see that coming. But did it make the movie better though? I don't think so. I think it made it worse. Parang, alam mo yun, despite all the negativities that I've said regarding this movie, it's actually quite enjoyable kahit papano, if you don't think about it too much, just, enjoy it for the, just enjoy it for what it is. But, yeah, yung enjoyment ko na yun, it was ruined nung ni-reveal yung plot twist. I was like, what? That's really stupid and unbelievable. So, and they didn't have enough Ed Sheeran in it, so sorry, I didn't like it. I would just want to go back some marketing nila, like yung stealing the MOA Globe. That was a good attempt, and people were talking. They had all the people talking about it, but parang iba yung na-promote eh. Yung IKEA got free marketing off of it, and people were not talking about Red Notice. They talked about Despicable Me. So iba yung na-promote. Yeah, anyway, moving on to the next movie. It's All Too Well, the short film. So yung short film written and directed by Taylor Swift. So the song itself, I love it. I really loved it. I've been listening to All Too Well since before, and I've loved it since before, and I really loved wordy songs. So when I found out na All Too Well will going to have a 10-minute version, I was like really excited for it kasi I really love wordy songs. I love songs na hindi na uulit-ulit yung mga verse and paiba-iba siya each time. So I love that. And I love Taylor Swift. And yeah, but if I'm gonna talk about the short film, like objectively or technical wise, it's just Dylan and Sadie making out like throughout 80% of the short film. And then the rest of it is just them arguing. So yeah, at saka medyo, I don't know bro, like I think they could have done better editing kasi medyo naguguluhan ako sa pacing. Like I think I watched it again last night and like the pacing was like what? I think they, you know, baka meron pa silang ibang better choices or options for that. You know, I just think it could be a bit better, okay? But anyway, I still love this song. And I love Sadie and Dylan. And Taylor Swift too. I love Taylor Swift. So, I'm gonna give this one a pass. Kahit na medyo yung short film. Next is ShangChi, The Legend of the Ten Rings. ShangChi must return to the past he thought he left behind when he is drawn into the web of the mysterious Ten Rings organization. So I really enjoyed this one. In fact, I watched it twice in under 24 hours. That's how much I enjoyed it. And yeah, I really love Xialing. Is that her name? Xialing. Yung sister ni ShangChi. So yeah, I mean, how could I not love her? She's like 10 times way more cooler than ShangChi. And yeah, I really liked it. Especially yung opening niya, yung may parang like war scene. That was really cool. Parang you don't see those kind of things that often sa mga Marvel movies. So yeah. And this movie has dragons in it, okay? Like the ending was super epic. Kung ito yung first movie ni ShangChi, like paano pa yung iba niyang projects if ShangChi is already like really big. So yeah, anyway, I hope Xialing becomes an Avenger along with her brother because she deserves it more than Katie. I mean, what will Katie do? Maging driver ng Avengers? So next is Tonya. Competitive ice skater Tonya rises amongst the ranks at the US Figure Skating Championships, but her future in the sport is thrown into doubt when her ex-husband intervenes. This movie reminded me of why I love movies. The story is really compelling and the performances, girl. The performances. It's just filled with talented actors. Margot Robbie, Sebastian Stan, and yung gumanap na mother ni Margot, what's her name? I forgot her name. Allison Janney. Yeah. Siya, sa kanya ako like super na-amaze. Like, grabe. Parang sobrang natural lang and believable ng character niya. Like, I was really like terrified of her and like I hated her. But it was just really good. Grabe. So, Tonya is also a part of the obsessed artist trope. So she's just really a perfectionist and like, you know, she has this overflowing amount of confidence na she believes that she's the best. Kaso nga lang, you know, her personal life kind of sucks kaya hindi niya ma-achieve yung full potential niya, so that hurts. And yung part where she got banned from skating, that part hurted the most, I think. I mean, skating was her whole life. Tapos for that to be taken away from you, girl, I'd rather just die. Para mo na rin akong pinatay kapag ganon. So yeah. So next one is Pan de Salawa. So it's about a homeless girl who travels around curing people with her mysterious healing powers until one day she befriends a sick old man whom she cannot cure. So it's really cute and really heartwarming. And it's also funny. The story highlights on the importance of companionship. And yeah, and si Agui, she's just really cute. Like, I think that's enough reason for you to watch it. So yeah, ayun, nakakatuwa lang siya panoorin. So last but not least was Tick Tick Boom. On the cusp of his 30th birthday, a promising young theater composer navigates love, friendship, and the pressures to create something great before time runs out. So someone said na ito daw yung Avengers Endgame for theater kids. I mean, yeah, sa sobrang daming ba naman ng cameos. So it was really good, and Andrew Garfield is amazing. So yeah, grabe yun. And Lin-Manuel Miranda, ang galing niya mag-direct ha. He's not just a good composer, but he's also good at directing. I would love to see more of his works when it comes to directing, because I think he's really good in it. And yeah, honestly, wala akong masyadong alam about sa origin nito, like the original autobiographical play, and even the creator himself, yung ginampanan ni Andrew Garfield. I don't know much about it. I'm not a theater kid, so that's why I don't know much about it, but I do enjoy musicals, so I try to watch musicals from time to time, and I always end up enjoying them. So yeah, anyway, that's it for every movies that I've seen in November. So yeah, parang ang dami kong nasabing mga negative, but I swear I enjoyed all of them because I love movies. So yeah, thank you all for watching. That will be all for today. That is all for today. Thank you all so much, and goodbye.